If you're a foreigner traveling to or living in the Philippines, you may quickly discover that dating apps can be a very different experience here compared with Europe, North America, or Australia. Apps like Tinder, Bumble, and other dating platforms can make it surprisingly easy to meet people in Manila, Cebu, Davao, Angeles City, and other parts of the country. But here's the important question. Are dating apps in the Philippines really a good way for foreigners to meet someone? The answer is yes, but there are some important things you need to understand first. In this video, we're going to look at how foreigners use online dating apps in the Philippines, what you can realistically expect, the biggest mistakes foreigners make, how to recognize red flags, and how to turn an online conversation into a genuine connection. Let's get started. Dating apps have become an important part of modern dating in the Philippines, particularly in larger cities. For foreigners, this can be convenient because meeting someone naturally isn't always easy when you're new to the country. You might be staying in a hotel, working remotely, traveling, or simply exploring a new city. Opening a dating app gives you an immediate way to discover people nearby. And there's another advantage. A dating app can help you connect with people before you even leave your hotel. You can have a conversation, exchange information, and get a feeling for someone's personality before deciding whether you want to meet. However, remember that a dating profile only shows you one small part of a person. The real test is always what happens when you meet face-to-face. So, which dating apps should a foreigner consider? The answer depends on what you're looking for. Tinder is widely recognized internationally and can be useful if you're traveling between countries. Bumble is another popular option and has a somewhat different approach to starting conversations. Other dating platforms can also have significant Filipino user bases. The important thing isn't necessarily finding the perfect app. It's finding an app where you encounter people who are actually looking for the same kind of relationship you are. And that's where your profile becomes extremely important. If you're a foreigner using dating apps in the Philippines, don't underestimate your profile. A common mistake is uploading one photograph wearing sunglasses, standing next to a sports car, and writing, "Just ask." That's not exactly giving someone much to work with. Instead, use several recent photographs. Have at least one clear photograph of your face. Include a full-body photo and show something about your lifestyle. Maybe you enjoy running, maybe you travel, maybe you love cooking, maybe you're into photography, motorcycles, diving, or hiking. Your profile should answer one simple question: who is this person? And don't try to make yourself look richer or more successful than you really are. If your profile is built around expensive hotels, luxury restaurants, and designer clothing, you may attract people who are interested primarily in what they think you can provide financially. Instead, show your personality. This is where foreigners need to avoid stereotypes. There isn't one type of Filipino woman. Some are looking for marriage, some want a serious relationship, some simply want to meet new people. Others are interested in friendship or casual dating, and some may be curious about foreigners because they haven't dated one before. The same is true of foreigners. You may be looking for a long-term relationship, or you may simply want to meet people while traveling. The best approach is honesty. If you're looking for a serious relationship, say so. If you're only visiting for 2 weeks, don't pretend you're planning to move to the Philippines next month. Clear communication saves everyone time. Now let's talk about one of the biggest concerns foreigners have when using dating apps in the Philippines: money. You will sometimes encounter people who ask for financial assistance. The story might involve an emergency, medical expenses, transportation, family problems, a lost job, or another difficult situation. Sometimes the story may be genuine, but you should never assume that it is. If someone you've only known online suddenly asks you for money, consider that a major warning sign. You don't need to become paranoid, you simply need boundaries. A healthy relationship shouldn't begin with financial dependence. And never send money simply because you feel emotionally pressured. Be especially careful if someone you've never met asks you to pay for plane tickets, medical bills, debts, cryptocurrency investments, or other expensive requests. If something feels too dramatic, too fast, or too financially demanding, step back. Unfortunately, dating apps can also attract scammers. Some warning signs are surprisingly predictable. The person refuses to video chat. Their photographs look professionally produced or inconsistent. Their story changes. They become emotionally attached extremely quickly. They talk about money early. They claim to have a serious emergency. Or they ask you to move the conversation immediately to another platform. None of these things automatically proves someone is a scammer. But several warning signs together should make you very cautious. A simple video call can tell you a lot. And when you eventually meet, choose a public location. A busy cafe or restaurant is usually a much better first meeting than a private residence. Dating someone from another country can be exciting, but it can also create misunderstandings. Filipino communication can sometimes be more indirect than what a foreigner from a very direct communication culture is accustomed to. Someone may avoid saying no directly because they don't want to appear rude. Likewise, friendliness doesn't necessarily mean romantic interest. A person being warm, polite, or interested in talking doesn't automatically mean they're ready for a relationship. Take your time. Ask questions, listen carefully, and don't assume that your own dating culture is the universal standard. Eventually, you need to get off the app. You can spend weeks messaging someone, but you won't really know whether you connect until you meet. For the first date, keep things simple. Coffee, lunch, a walk in a public place, dinner somewhere relaxed. You don't need to spend a huge amount of money. In fact, an inexpensive first date can tell you more about someone's intentions. If you can sit together, talk, laugh, and enjoy yourselves without spending a fortune, that's a good sign. And don't rush intimacy. A genuine relationship develops through repeated experiences. One date doesn't tell you everything about a person. Let's go through some of the biggest mistakes foreigners make on Philippine dating apps. Mistake number 1, assuming every Filipina wants a foreign boyfriend. She doesn't. Treat her as an individual. Mistake number 2, talking about money too much. Being financially successful isn't a personality. Mistake number 3, moving too quickly. If someone says they love you after 3 days of messaging, slow down. Mistake number 4, ignoring red flags because you're attracted to someone. Chemistry can make people overlook obvious warning signs. Mistake number 5, treating the Philippines like a dating fantasy. The Philippines is a real country with real people, real families, and real cultural differences. Don't arrive expecting every interaction to match what you've seen in social media videos. And finally, don't assume that being a foreigner automatically makes you attractive. Your personality, behavior, confidence, communication, and respect still matter. So what actually works? First, have a good profile. Second, be honest about your intentions. Third, talk to people naturally. Don't send the same copy and paste message to 20 women. Instead, mention something from their profile. If she says she loves hiking, ask about her favorite hiking destination. If she enjoys cooking, ask what Filipino dish she would recommend to a foreigner. Give the conversation somewhere to go. And most importantly, don't focus exclusively on dating apps. If you're living in the Philippines, develop a real social life. Join sports groups, take classes, attend events, meet friends, explore local communities. Ironically, the best way to find a relationship may be to stop making dating your only objective. A successful relationship between a foreigner and a Filipina isn't fundamentally different from any other relationship. You need trust, communication, respect, shared values, and compatible expectations about the future. Ask yourself, do we enjoy spending time together? Can we talk openly? Do we respect each other's boundaries? Do we have similar expectations about relationships? What do we want our lives to look like in 5 years? Those questions are much more important than how attractive someone's dating profile looks. So, are dating apps a good way for foreigners to meet people in the Philippines? Absolutely, but use them intelligently. Dating apps can introduce you to amazing people you might never have met otherwise. But don't rush. Don't send money to someone you've barely met. Don't ignore red flags. Don't judge someone based on stereotypes. And don't assume that every match is looking for the same thing you are. Take online dating as an introduction, not as a shortcut to a relationship. Meet in person, take your time, get to know the person behind the profile. And remember, the goal isn't to get as many matches as possible. The goal is to find one genuine connection. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Have you ever used a dating app in the Philippines? What was your experience? And what advice would you give other foreigners? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.